President, please be seated. The court is now in session. During today's sessions, the Chamber continues to hear the testimony of Mr. Hedder. Mr. Sakovati is now directed to report to the Chamber the current status of the parties to the proceedings today. Mr. Sakovati, good morning, Mr. President and Your Honors. All the parties to the proceedings are present. Mr. Nunchi is present in his holding cell downstairs as ruled by the Chamber due to his health concerns. Today the Chamber is hearing the testimony of Mr. Steve Hedder, who is right in the courtroom. We do not have a reserve witness for today. The President, thank you. Mr. Sakovati, we would like to now hand over to the prosecution to continue putting questions to Mr. Hedder. You may now proceed. Please hold on. The counsel Kopek, you on your feet. You may now proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Your Honors. Good morning, counsel. Good morning, everyone in the courtroom. Mr. President, I'm sorry. I apologize to preempt my friends from the prosecution, but we have an urgent request based on what we believe is extraordinary new information. Information that we received in the closing minutes of yesterday's hearing. This information has, in our view, far-reaching implications for this trial and pertains also directly to Mr. Hedder's testimony. My submission will only take 10 minutes of the court's time. We feel it's very important, so hopefully you will allow me to make this brief submission.
Mr. President, I'm sorry to interrupt, but can I say that I've had absolutely no advance notice of this. The courtesies at the bar are that advance notice should be given of such applications, even if in outline.
The President, Judge Cartwright, you may now proceed, please.
Yes, the Chamber just has some queries, Mr. Corpy. First of all, is this a matter that concerns this witness? Should it be dealt with in his absence? Should it be dealt with in closed court? That it might have helped had you told the prosecutors, because you've known since last evening, so we could have had some information to allow us to make these arrangements. So perhaps you could comment on that.
I understand your questions, Judge Cartwright. It was up until the last moment that we were discussing within our team what to do with this new information that has come to light. I feel it might be better to present our submissions in the absence of this particular witness, although, on the other hand, this witness is not somebody who we think would change his testimony after he has heard what I am about, hopefully, to unfold. But if
Well, this is very melodramatic. Either we close the courtroom and dispose of this matter quickly, or you continue to do it publicly, which is better. And because neither the Chamber nor the prosecutors have any idea what it is you want to talk about now, we have to be guided by you, and I'd like it done quickly, please.
then, of course, I prefer to do it in open court. We are in an open court where it's a public trial, and requests, I think, should be made in an open trial at a public court. Justice must be done, but also must be seen to be done, as you know. So I feel we should make this application or this submission in an open court.
Judge Cartwright, can I please be heard on this? This is not, in my respectful submission, something that should be dealt with in open court. If these are issues pertaining to this witness, he does not need to be here whilst they're done. Correct and proper procedure is that the witness should retire, and I strongly urge the court to allow the witness to retire whilst this legal argument takes place. If it's to do with him, he does not need to be here. If it is a legal argument, then it can proceed with lawyers making submissions. In my respectful submission, Mr. Hedder does not need to be here.
If I may quickly reply, Mr. President, it has nothing to do with the person of this witness. It has something to do about the topics of his possible testimony.
The President, after noting the application lodged by counsel for Mr. Nuon Chea regarding the topic before us today, the Chamber notes that such a hearing shall be conducted in closed session. Mr. Steve Hedder is now directed to be taken to his waiting room, and that he would be returned to the courtroom after the session to rule upon the application by counsel for Mr. Nuon Chea is properly addressed. And the Chamber would like to order that the AV booth, rather the court officer, is not directed to ensure that there is no the court officer is now directed to ensure that the curtain is drawn close and that no sound should be connected to the public gallery. The public is now informed that after this closed session, the normal court proceedings and video feeding and audio visual link will be reconnected to the general public, and the chamber has to rule upon this immediately because the chamber has not been informed in advance regarding the application. Counsels for Mr. Nuon Chea who would like to address it. Mr. Steelhead, you may now please leave the courtroom temporarily, and Judge Silvercatra, if you would like to have the floor, you may now proceed. Court officer is again directed to make sure that the courtroom is, the curtain of the courtroom is now drawn close.
Yes, I simply wish to add that as soon as it becomes clear that this hearing can continue in public, that will occur. And secondly, that the public will be informed of what has transpired as soon as we have the information that should have been given to us in advance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Judge Cartwright. The information...
The President, Mr. Kope, could you please hold on? We may need to address the technical difficulty because we make sure that there is no audio visual link to the public gallery before we can proceed properly. Please hold on.